Let's go to number 2 for us. It's we both have Shedeur Sanders, and this Max. I don't know if you broke them down in separate tiers, but
Yeah.
every single one of my quarterbacks are in a different tier. None of them, besides the 6 through 11 guys,
Yeah.
are in the same
No,
tiers.
I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
so Shedeur,
There's a drop off.
yeah, there's a big drop off. Shedeur Sanders coming out of Colorado, 23 years old. Look, this guy has a lot of buzz about him, negative or positive. You know, he's Deion's son. He has 48 starts. I counted the Jackson State
Why
starts for
not?
him.
Yeah.
It's football, man. He played with Travis Hunter his whole career.
I think we know he could have went somewhere other than Jackson State and
Exactly.
played. Like he could have went to a power conference.
It's not because his talent wasn't
No,
there.
it wasn't like damn he had a transfer.
And that's actually something that I graded him as far as something good, like willing to take on the challenge. A lot of quarterbacks love to go to the best case scenario and best case situation with the best offensive line. He's like, fuck that. I'm gonna write it out. You know, I'm gonna show up with my pops. I'm gonna get coached by my pops. Let's rock and roll. Max, what did you see on film from Shedeur Sanders?
Obviously he's got the height, the weight to play the position. He's 6'1", I think 202, something like that. What I saw first was it's a good arm. It's not a Cam Ward arm. It's not a Jackson Dart arm. Part of me wanted to go back and forth and, you know, kind of be a little controversial and put Jackson Dart above him because I think Jackson Dart hit highs and hit throws that Shedeur's not really capable of doing. But overall, the way he plays the position, the processing, the knowing where to go with the football. And yeah, were there times where, hey, I just got to try to make magic because that's how Colorado has to play with Shedeur Sanders making magic? Yeah, that's all good. But other than that, it was a lot of good. I don't think there's one thing he does that you're like, that's elite. Maybe the processing, but he doesn't have an elite trait about him. Like not a huge arm, not the most athletic cat in the gym. He gets he gets pressured, gets pushed around, floats back. So there's some bad habits, but there's also a lot to like. There's good. He's really good in the short to intermediate passing. Sometimes he's just like, here's Travis Hunter, let me throw him the ball and we'll make magic. But other than that, I liked him. To me, this is a guy you pick in the middle of the first round. Like if he's there when Pittsburgh's picking, I run it to the board. Go ahead and run it up there. To me, he's Geno Smith. He's a poor man's Burrow. He's a rich man's Bryce Young.
Yeah, I had the same comp. I have Geno Smith currently.
He's a system. He's going to be a system quarterback in the NFL,
You know,
unfortunately.
I'm really back and forth with Shedeur because the stuff that I've heard about him, it really does piss me off because a lot of it is character stuff. A lot of it is because he's Deion's son. A lot of it is, you know, the watch shit and the way that he plays. Honestly, bro, like,
dude, he was rich since the day he was born. Like his dad always had money. Like,
yeah.
I don't get it.
But as a football player, man, I think he's pretty good.
He seems like a good leader too. Like I don't think people hate him. His team, like he bought his lineman a car. Like he's doing all the little stuff. He knows how to be in the locker room. Like he's been in the locker room his whole life with dad. I think it's a lot overblown. I don't know if it's just
like we always say every year, Max. We don't obviously
Justin Fields was the quarterback who got shitted on.
Yeah,
and he got crapped on for a long time.
But we don't interview these guys. We don't know them personally. The only thing that we know is stuff that we hear. Me and Max evaluations is strictly on the football field.
I will say one thing. He made a mistake by not performing at the combine. I think it was a really dumb decision. I think he should have went out there because I don't think he's the type of guy where it's like, oh, you're in the top 3. You don't have to do nothing.
Right.
You're not that high up there.
I think
there will be a draft slide because once you get out of a few teams, it's like no one needs a quarterback, and
we'll
who's going to move up? We'll see. And it's not like because he's not good. It's just because sometimes that's the way the board goes, right?
Yeah. But I like Shedeur Sanders. I don't want to make it seem like I'm bashing on him because I have him as a different tier as Cam Ward. It's just at the end of the day, like he's a prospect that needs some work. He's not a perfect prospect. He's not somewhere where it's tank for Shedeur, you know, one of those guys.
That's what I mean. Like you're not going to go ahead and put him on the Browns and say, hey, turn this ship around, buddy. It's all on you. He's not a Josh Allen guy. And that's not saying he can't have a great NFL career. He can't win a Super Bowl. He can't be an all-pro. He can't do this. But he seems like the type of quarterback, and I think you saw it as well as I did, where the top-end talent isn't there. But he does a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff.
Yeah. Look, I think the arm talent is a little bit overblown as far as like it being weak. I have it at a 8 out of 10. I think it's pretty decent. I like what I seen on film. He can make every throw. When he has to zip it in, he'll zip it in.
I did a 7. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
It's just not a huge. Like, you think of a first round quarterback, you're like, damn, I want that like Baker Mayfield arm.
yeah,
But he don't have that, unfortunately.
And I think one thing that I gave him a lot of credit for. We're always talking about with quarterbacks, Max, like, what's your situation? What are you dealing with?
He's tough.
How do you handle it? He's tough as fucking nails, bro. He got sacked 42 times. I'm pretty sure that's like leading the nation in sacks.
Some of that's him. Some of that's him trying to make a play.
But he kind of
gets up, gets popped, gets up, just fall back down, get back up. That's him.
Yeah. And it didn't work out with Caleb Williams as far as like him being so tough as nails that he's not going to throw a pick, But
I don't think Shedeur has the belief in his head that he can get away from anyone.
Yeah.
I think Caleb had that coming out, or I can outrun the whole defense.
Because Caleb last year was the same thing, Max. It was like he didn't win a lot of football games. He got sacked a bunch. Where are we going to tote the line as far as like this guy makes bad decisions or his line just sucks? So he's trying to make a play to win football games.
Yeah.
So that's where Shedeur is kind of stuck in. But I like the kid. 76.5 is my score. Max, what was your score?
77. Mid first round, like I said, anywhere between 10 to 25. Yeah. 10's a little high. 15 to 25, I'd say.
Yeah.
Good football player.
Not bad. We're right on the nose with the 77. I think we have, our numbers adjusted a little bit differently as far as where is everything at. I have him as a mid first round pick.
Yeah.
And as far as best fit goes, a lot of people are saying like the Giants are not a good fit. I would love for him to go to the Giants.
That wouldn't be bad. Yeah.
I think the Raiders are a good pick. As far as if he slides, maybe crawl back into the first round. I will say this.
If I'm the Giants and I'm picking at 3, if you love him, go ahead and do it. Like we always say, go get your guy. But if you're just taking him because you need a quarterback and you don't love him at 3, like this guy's going to fall in the draft. He's not going to be a top 5 pick.
The one team that scares me that should not pick him.
Cleveland.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cleveland, I do not like him on Cleveland. Cleveland right now is... That's fit for a guy like Cam Ward. Shedeur can't be in a situation right now that he goes into not having anything. The Raiders right now, they at least have Chip Kelly. I think Chip Kelly would do some things.
Oh, they have a little bit more. They have some decent pass catchers. They like as bad as Raiders were last year, you could be like, they could have won like 3 more games with a decent quarterback.
And then with the Giants, it's like they have Malik Neighbors, where he's a top 5 receiver arguably.
They have some O-line people.
Coming back.
Yeah, they have some other guys.
So look, I would hate for him to go to Cleveland. I think Cleveland right now is a tough situation.
I hate any team where he has to go in and be the man. Day one. You're the man. Yeah. Just carry us, baby.
Exactly.
Big dreams, everything ain't what it seems. Glittering gold, both ways. Not on my team. This organic, we don't